So yeah.
Just trying to help you out with the editing.
Yeah. But essentially, it's just it all comes down to putting in the work consistently every day, and then the results follow.
Yeah, so I've actually been thinking about that a lot. I have two thoughts. Number one is, unless you put in the work, you're never going to achieve really great results, unless you win the lottery or whatever. The second thing that I find difficult is, like, you know you have to work hard and, like, put in the effort, but, like, when and how often to make little adjustments and changes, right? Because, for example, let's say you start a podcast and you're not sure if it's the right topic. You're not sure if there's enough people who maybe relate to it, or you're not even sure if you're a good podcaster, right? If you do 100 episodes, let's say,
Yeah.
you'll probably know by then whether it's going to catch or not. But it's like, let's say you get to episode 30
Right.
and there's no traction. Should you keep pushing?
100%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Should you make a slight pivot? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about that a lot for my business, because I do a bunch of different things for Solopreneur Grind. So podcast, email list, Instagram, Facebook group. And
Right.
it's like, you're trying them all and you're putting in effort, you're grinding it out, you're hustling, at which point do you pivot from one to another or double down on, like, there's no hard line, right? There's no right answer. So which one do you stick your feet in the sand and say, no, I'm never going to stop until, someone flings mud in my face and it's that obvious that this is not going to work?
Yeah, I mean, I think it takes a couple of months generally. Like it takes longer than we think. And I had the same thoughts. Should I keep going and putting out the content? Some of the stuff doesn't work. I don't see this massive growth. But I keep coming back to Gary Vee. What he says is that, like, dude, like, you've been doing it for 4 months and that's not enough.
Right.
Now it's really hard when you are putting in a lot of effort and you see nothing in return. But the way that I look at it is, these are not wasted. This is not a wasted time. You learn how to do it. You learn the process. You learn. Right. You get the muscle of discipline. You get the muscle of learning, and you can apply that later. The tactics often is not that important. The fact that you didn't get results has a lot to do with how you interpret a failure than anything else. Like, if you interpret the failure the right way, and it did take me a while, admittedly, to say, well, this is awesome. Like, and most of the things that I did, they never worked.
I actually, that's really important, because the way you can look, so even if it does end up failing, it's not a failure, it's a lesson, right? So going back to the podcast example, you do 100 episodes and it doesn't work. And you're like, you know what? I've kind of realized that this industry that I'm trying to target just doesn't exist for podcasting. But now you've done 100 podcasts, so, like, you're probably a lot better at talking on air, editing audio, writing the descriptions, blah blah blah. So at the very least, you can start another podcast or apply those skills to some other social media platform or whatever, and go from there.
Yeah, it's all related, and you can also learn a lot while you're doing it. Like, if you're doing a podcast, there's probably a reason that you want to make it popular. Now, when it's not popular, you can Google how to promote a podcast and do something out of that list that you created. If you do this one thing, they're guaranteed you're going to see some results, or you're going to learn from that, and you'll be able to make a change. Now, you can talk to other podcasters, go on LinkedIn, talk to them. You can go to Meetup, and there's a YouTube group which talks about the guys who make video. There will be somebody who does podcasts. Ask them. And so I find there's really no shortage of opportunities. And I think it comes down to that quote that I've seen, David Cancel, Sea of Drift, my idol. Virtual idol, my idol, exactly, that's the word. He said, how badly do you want it? Cliche, everybody says it, but it's true. It really comes down to that.
Cliches exist for a reason.
It's true. How bad do you want it? Like, what are you doing at 6 p.m. on Friday? 6 p.m. on a Friday. What are you doing on 6 p.m. on a Friday will tell Josh a lot about you. And if you're partying with everybody, getting a happy hour drink, that's it. That's your answer. That's the truth. Like
Yeah.
that's really what it is. And what are you doing on a Saturday morning, 7 a.m. And you could say, oh, just I need to relax. Sure, then there's no need to expect good results. It's just not going to happen. And that's just the truth. That's how life works. And a lot of people prefer to look at it from the perspective of happy, peaceful world. It just doesn't work this way.
Right. Well, I mean, it can if you want to not reach certain heights that other people have reached, right? If you want to reach Gary Vee's height, you better be willing to put in the maybe not like Gary's he's an absolute animal.
He's a beast.
I don't know how he works that long and that hard and that like positively and happy and energetic. It's truly amazing. And if you want to make $100,000 a year for your life and have a nice family and relax on the weekends, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Not.
But if you want the Sergey Ross type level of potential success,
it's true.
You're not sleeping in every Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, it's true. It's really that. There's nothing wrong at all. Absolutely, and that's a good point. Like it's totally.
It's
fine.
what do you want, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
what do you want.
It's what you want, and then what you're willing to do for it. And it's all like I listen to a lot of those videos, and they say, "What are you willing to give up for that?" And like if you're not, and this is something that I just dawned on me this week. If you're not giving up something important, something that you really want every day, you're probably not pushing. You're not pushing enough. Like every day, if you're not like, oh shit, I really wanted that, whatever, but you say no, I'm gonna do that, and if that doesn't happen often, so maybe you're not quite where you want to be.
I don't think you can actually learn this until you do some type of entrepreneurship.
Right.
Like if you're just working a 9 to 5, I don't know if you'll fully appreciate it. And I've been a full-time entrepreneur for about a little over a year and a half now.
Right.
And it's really only hit me in like the last 6 months where it's like, yeah, you can put in the time and like do fine. But if you really want to build a big, ongoing, successful company, like, man, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time and effort. Not even just getting there is like almost the easiest part, right? Then to maintain it and build it, like it's crazy. Yeah. So like it took me 13 months exactly to hit my first 5-figure month, which was awesome. And then I'm like, wow, you're like, wow, I've been working so hard to get here.
Yeah.
And then you wake up the next day and you're like, holy shit, I got to do that. I got to keep working this hard or more to maintain it and keep growing it more, right? Because it's like, it's one thing to get there. It's another thing. It's like working out really hard, right? Like, let's say you reach your personal best in bench press or whatever. So you got to work really hard to get there. But then like, you don't hit that accomplishment and then it's like you get an achievement and you can always bench that much. It's like, no, you have to keep working out, and if you want to be able to bench more, you have to train harder. So I mean, it's a blessing and a curse, right?
It's true. It's that fine balance, a fine between like how do you make sure you put in enough effort, you're not burned out, and then you're chasing the right goal that will actually make you happy. I think that is a tough one. Side note, I did my personal best on pull-ups this week. Yeah? It was so good.
How many?
So nonstop 60.
Jesus.
And then I timed them. I also timed them. I do 3 minute. I one day I do like on nonstop, and one day I do timed.
You can do 60 pull-ups in a row?
Yeah. And it was, and it's what was weird is that I think I was really. It only happened because I do it every single day for the last couple of months, and that's
7 days a week.
Yeah.
You don't take any days off?
No days off. Oh. Never, no days off. I never took a day off.
Sergey Ross, folks, you've seen him here first.
It's like it's crazy, and like I think I was at 25 or 30 a couple of months before, and I started doing it like every single day. Doesn't matter what happens, what day, where I'm at, doesn't matter. And it's like the results, they keep coming. And when I do 3 minutes, like I do the pull-ups in 3 minutes, it's 94 right now.
Right.
I'm doing it. I'm going after 100, and it's just it's that I think it helps you with your mentality as well.
Right.
And it's
because I mean you can just apply that, right? Because you've been doing them every day for months and months and months, and you're seeing these amazing results. If you apply that to a YouTube channel, if you post a YouTube video every day for 6 months, you're probably going to have a lot more views and a lot more subscribers
100%.
than if you did it once a week.
Yeah.
Or every 3 days, or whatever. So you make that direct connection.
Absolutely.
This is great, Sergey. I got to cut out in a minute here. I know you could talk about this topic
For hours.
for weeks,
For
more
weeks.
than hours.
Exactly.
You would just need breaks to do your daily pull-ups in between
That's it.
videos.
You know it.
But did you have any last words?
No, I think it's so. Just to
Yes.
What's that?
So yes, you do have last
Yeah,
words.
I do have last words. Yes. So it's I think it comes down to what do you really want, and if you really want something, and it's really an ambitious thing, I think consistency and discipline are the two things that are so underestimated, and they're very hard. But I think there comes a point in your journey where you see something that is really, really difficult and you didn't enjoy. You see it from a different perspective of growth, and you almost want to do that because you got a taste of results. Maybe
Right.
early, maybe just talk to a few people, and then that's a super small micro win. Is a really great one to fuel your kind of going forward.
And the last thing I'll add, I know if I keep talking, you're just going to want to keep talking about this topic, but celebrate those little wins too.
Yes.
Like, don't go spend everything you just made, but do something. It could be little, it could be cheap, it can be, buy yourself a friggin' like ice cream or something, but do celebrate those little wins because it will make it easier to keep chugging along and hustling.
Totally agree. I'll just say this is what Tony Robbins says, so do what Josh does.
Awesome. Sergey, pleasure as always. That's episode 10 in the books. Guys, thanks for watching. If you liked it, click the thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe so you can check out our videos every week.
And let us know what you think. Comment, subscribe, and come up with ideas. What are you working on? Let us know what you're working on and how can we help? How's it going? What obstacle challenges you are going through right now? Because it's not all fun, it's not all exciting, and none of the people get it easy, especially if you ask them, and if they're honest, they don't have that ego. So let us know what you think, what are you doing, and we'll see you guys in the next one.